So every single company listed on the Pakistan Stock Exchange has a story, right? A story filled with secrets, strategies, and, well, a whole lot of potential. And your key to unlocking all of it, it's the annual report. Today, we're going to crack this thing wide open, just like a detective on a fresh case. Thinking about putting your money into a new market? I get it, it's exciting. But let me ask you this. Are you actually reading the clues? Or are you kind of just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best? Because trust me, every investment has a case file, and ignoring it, that's the biggest risk you can possibly take. And let's be totally clear here. If you skip reading the annual report, you're not just taking a risk. You are investing completely, 100% blind. It's like walking into a high-stakes game without even knowing the rules. This document, this is your eyesight. All right, let's officially start our investigation. Your mission, first and foremost, is to get a handle on this single document. And no, it's not just some boring booklet of numbers. Think of it as your complete case file on the company. You know, you should really think of the annual report as a gold mine. Seriously, it is packed with everything you could possibly need. You've got the hard numbers in the financial statements, the company's own story from management, all the potential dangers laid out in the risk disclosures, and their roadmap for the future. It's all right here in one place. So where do we even start digging? Well, first, you got to hear from the people in charge. The director's report is basically management's side of the story. It's their official version of events. This is our first interview in the investigation. And in this section, you're hunting for very specific clues. Are they talking about new projects? That shows ambition. Are they planning to enter new markets? Okay, that's a sign of growth. But what are they worried about? When they start highlighting risks or giving warnings about the market, you need to lean in and listen really closely. This is literally them telling you what keeps them up at night. Okay, so we've heard their story. Now it's time for the real forensic work. It's time to follow the money. Because you see, financial statements, they don't have opinions, they don't make excuses, they are the cold, hard evidence of what actually went down. Now, our entire investigation really comes down to 3 key pieces of evidence. We're going to examine each one step by step: the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. Each one tells a totally different part of the financial story, so let's break them down. So each piece of evidence here answers a huge question for us. First, the income statement. It tells you if the company is actually profitable. And the question you have to ask is simple. Is that profit growing? Next, the balance sheet. It's a snapshot. Does the company own more than it owes? And finally, the cash flow statement. This one is the ultimate reality check. Is real, actual cash coming into the business? Because a company that says it's profitable but has negative cash flow, that is a massive red flag. Now, for any of you listening from outside Pakistan, this next point is absolutely crucial. You have got to consider exchange rates. A company might be making huge revenues in Pakistan rupees, but if the rupee weakens against your currency, your returns can just shrink. The same thing goes for debt. If it's held in a foreign currency, a little shift in the exchange rate can suddenly make it way, way harder to pay back. Okay, we've looked at the main reports, but the best detectives always know that the real secrets, they're usually buried in the fine print. So now it's time to read between the lines, and we do that by digging into the notes to the accounts. And this quote right here, this is exactly why the notes are so important. You might see a huge jump in profit and get all excited, but then the notes reveal it was just because they sold off a building. That's not a repeatable profit, right? That's not the core business. The notes give you the context that separates a genuinely healthy, growing company from one that just got lucky one time. We're now in the final stage of our investigation. We've gathered all this evidence, but now we have to check its credibility. Is it reliable? This means looking at corporate governance and, of course, the final verdict from the external auditor. So, good governance, what does that really mean? Well, it's all about trust. You want to see a board that has independent directors, people who can actually challenge the CEO if they need to. You want transparent disclosures, not a company that tries to hide things. And obviously, you want to see that they're following the rules. These are all signs that the people in charge are running a tight, trustworthy ship. And finally, the auditor's report. Think of this as the expert witness in our case. A clean opinion is the all clear. It means the auditor says the numbers look good, they're trustworthy. But a qualified opinion? Whoa, that is a major, flashing red flag. It means the auditor found something they didn't like, a risk they had to call out, and you absolutely must find out what that issue is before you even think about investing.
So when you put it all together, you've got management's story, the hard financial evidence, the details from the fine print, and the auditor's final verdict. You start to get a complete picture. The annual report really truly is your window into a company's soul.
So there you have it. You now have the tools of a financial detective. The next time you pick up an annual report, don't just read it, interrogate it. Ask those tough questions. Because the ultimate question isn't just about what the numbers say on the page, it's about what story do they really tell you.